You have picked the Kawhoop Stone of Difficulty.
Difficulty? What does that mean?
It is a lesson in dealing with severe constraints. Its positive aspects represent the limitations you cause directly to yourself.
What's the negative?
Attracting limitations from those around you. Both the positive and negative are equally difficult to handle. You have a being standing behind you.
Behind me?
Yes. It is wearing all black. It is very tall with extremely dark skin. The need for restraint is unquestionable here. Picking the stone makes you conscious to the fact that there will be holdups and grounds to review your plans carefully.
Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om.
I received a message.
Another message. What did they say?
We're going to have a visit.
Someone's coming here.
No, they're asking for a location.
I don't understand.
They need a large open space to arrive and communicate. They want to make it more... It's like liquid to physical manifestation rather than bone to flesh, like electric nitrogen type of things. I need you to find a place with a large open field and trees.
Okay.
Yo, let me get this straight, Z. You was smashing KD, and light was coming out of eyes, like beams of light.
You two can laugh, but a message came to me in a dream from my ancestors. They said we're gonna have a son called Ishmael.
So, on page 98, he states, the moment we're born, we start dying. But I don't really get that part about life being in a state of nothingness.
Okay, let's first look at what the dictionary defines nothingness as.
Excuse me? Could I please take a quick look at your book?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I haven't seen this one before.
So, nothingness literally means it doesn't exist or doesn't have a value. We say this because on the other side of hydrogen...
I'm sorry, but what she's trying to say is that hydrogen is the first of the 99 elements that make up our physical realm. And so this is something you would learn in basic chemistry, that hydrogen is the first particle of existence and the lightest particle.
Yeah, hydrogen H1.
Exactly. H1, then comes helium, which is, of course, H2. All this was pre-quarks.
Particles under the atom. So, beneath the atom are quarks.
The quarks have always existed, but before scientists knew about quarks, they all agreed that hydrogen was the first particle of existence.
It's a nice forest-like area. It was Brian that found it.
Has a lake there. Makes you feel like you love the city.
A perfect place for a family picnic. We can do some spiritual work, meditate, and chant too. Maybe the other tabs can join us.
Well, I can't go because I'm scheduled to be out of town this weekend. But it's a good idea. You know what? I'll talk to the head of the other tabs and I'll invite them. I think this gathering would be a good chance to unify the different tabs.
So, quarks exist in the state of nothingness?
Correct. And when quarks come over to the other side of hydrogen, it becomes something in this physical realm. You are decaying from the moment you are born. So this ultimately means The moment you take your first breath, you are dying.
Like, as cool as you saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, trust me. Everyone is cool. It doesn't really matter your religion. You're just gonna ask your questions and they'll answer. Oh, and they present facts for you to reach for yourself.
Okay, I believe you, man, but if they start looking at me all funny and stuff, I'm gonna point at you. I'm serious.
No one's gonna laugh at you, man.
All right, I got you. I'm not gonna lie, it is interesting stuff in them books.
Now listen to the phonetics of the word something. You are literally saying something. This means that when calculated, it all adds up or sums up to a thing. Now listen to the word nothing. What do you hear?
Bro, my boy with me today, this Salah Houdini.
It is no thing. This means that when calculated, it doesn't sum up to a thing in the physical realm.
And NO is a short way of writing
Hold on,
number.
let me finish explaining this to him. So, nothing is just something without its number. It doesn't mean that nothingness doesn't exist, just that it doesn't exist within this physical realm. Do you follow?
Oh, that makes so much sense. Something, nothing. Oh, that's amazing. It's like the answers are right in front of us and we are blind to them.
So if you were to step on the other side of hydrogen, or what you call life, which is really death, then you would step into nothingness.
On the other side of hydrogen is nothingness, or what is called ether.
And oh yeah, and ether doesn't sum up to a thing. It doesn't become solid, liquid, or gas. The hydrogen atoms slow down and become more dense, each having its own atomic number that sums up to a thing. Here, back to you. The class is boring. Spice it up. Be more captivating.
Yes, brother. What's your other question?
What days does he teach on?
Sunday.
Thank you.
Yes, brother. What's your question?
You guys are not Muslim, so why do you teach from the Quran?
Sorry, brother. What's your question?
Well, I noticed in the book that you use the Quran to prove certain points, but you're not Muslim, so why do you use it?
Can't stand him. He gets on my last nerve.
All right, I'm gonna have a word with him, okay?
How is he just gonna jump in when I'm teaching? It makes it look like I'm not qualified to teach. He always hogs the mic.
Probably means well.
Means well. Really? I don't even want him coming next to me.
All right, I'm gonna deal with it, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I see UFOs often. Do you know why? Do you think they are trying to contact me?
Nah, I don't know.
One time, they were even knocking on my window.
Aliens knocked on your window?
Yes!
Don't you live on the 9th floor?
Yes, I live on the 9th floor. It was around midnight. I was about to go to sleep and then suddenly I hear, boom, 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 coming from the living room. So I get up and I cautiously walk into the room.
Every other class, Josephine has
I was so scared. I thought, okay, there is someone in this apartment. But I look around, nothing. And then I hear, boom, boom, boom. It was coming from the window. And when I go to remove the curtain...
It was two men cleaning your window.
No. I see a UFO 300 feet away.
300 feet away.
What? Yes. I don't know how they were able to knock on my window.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was learning like Reiki, which is like the Japanese version, and then I was learning Sekhem, which was like the Egyptian version, and Sekhem is like way hotter, but they're both like super powerful.
You can heal with your hands. Amazing.
Yeah, you can feel the heat, it's like the bomb.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was into crystals, but I don't know, I never really paid that attention to them.
So amethyst helps like dispel rage and fear and anxiety. It's like a really great crystal.
Yeah, I remember she was telling me something like, you don't choose crystals, they choose you. I don't know.
She sounds a little spooky.
Really? That is so cool. I would love to learn more about the crystals.
At DriveTime.com, we've been hard at work. And we finally did it.
Did you make it so I can finally see my real payments and shop for thousands of cars with no hit to my credit?
Wait. Yes!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit.
Look, there's a slidey thingy. I'm changing my own payments. I feel strong!
Go to DriveTime.com, get approved, shop real cars, customize your real terms with no credit hit.
Finally! We did it, Drive Time!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit at DriveTime.com.
Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we found out she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
At first, we thought the problem was our puppy.
Look, what's in the clue?
Or something outside.
But the culprit was our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it has no dyes or perfume, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
Tide Free and Gentle is EPA's Safer Choice certified. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
Come on, let's go!
Go ahead. What you waiting for?
Relax. It's coming.
Come on, yo. Strike him out. Get him out of there. Come on, man. Hurry up and get the ball. You got it, Aisha?
I got it.
Oh, come on, man.
Hurry up and get the ball. Come on.
God.
Butterfingers, you gonna throw us under the bus like that?
You ain't catch the ball once.
You acting like Chris ain't out bad everybody. Don't mind Ezekiel. He's a sore loser. Yo, that cloud ain't move all day, B. I wouldn't be surprised that's a UFO or some shit up there, man. Word.
It wasn't expected at all because we didn't go there for that. We originally went there for just a general day out picnic, really. I recall us being there the whole day and just interesting small little things started happening throughout the day. So, you know, I remember in the daytime we saw this cloud that was just literally sitting there. You could literally see other clouds passing by, but this specific cloud just sat there, you know, and it's like myself and Alfia was looking at that cloud and she just said, that's not a normal cloud like that. So little things like that. And then like later on in the evening, we started, you know, doing like, you know, singing and all sorts of things, and that is when Alfia went into her trance mode, and we knew something was happening here.
The character that you see, Amelia, she was very feminine, highly, you know, ultra feminine in her being and the way she moved, and she was always agreeable. I never ever saw anything like disagreeable from her.
Breathe deeply into your diaphragm 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
La ilaha illallah.
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 La ilaha illallah. Ar-Rahimu. La ilaha illallah. Al-Maliku. La ilaha illallah. Al-Qadusu. La ilaha illallah. As-Salamu. La ilaha illallah. Al-Mu'minu. La ilaha illallah. Al-Mu'minu.
That's a UFO.
UFO! UFO!
Je crois pas. A UFO.
That's a UFO. That wasn't a UFO. That was a plane. You guys are bugging out.
Nah, that wasn't a plane. That's a UFO.
Is that a UFO?
Can't be. They're not real, right?
Amelia! Amelia, come back! You don't know what's over there!
So that's when I remember seeing ships going above, past all of us, directly above. It was completely silent. That's how we knew it wasn't a plane, because we remember seeing a plane further up, you know, and you can hear that. But this specific ship had like interesting light flashes. It was not like, you know, the normal beacon light that you get on a plane, but more like sequences of lights, the way it was radiating.
Everybody was like, that's a UFO. And I turn around, I look, and I see this object going down, you know, moving and going down behind a tree. And I'm like, nah, that's not a UFO, that's a plane. And they were like, nah, it's a UFO. So I was like the last person out of everybody to realize what was going on.
Then it kind of flew over to like the far side of this the forest where we were situated nearby. And then Althea, I remember her saying, they're over there, they're here.
A few minutes later, like maybe a minute later, after that object went down and I was debating with everybody, then I heard a plane fly up, and that plane was high up in the sky, and I could hear those engines roaring. I thought to myself, that object was low, and I didn't hear a sound.
What's wrong with her?
What happened to Brian? Is he having asthma? Nah, it ain't Brian. It's Amelia. Something done passed through or something, or like something. What do you mean? Like a being is inside of her. That's what I mean. Like something is in her.
If we come in peace, there's no need to be afraid. They're all around us. Can't you see them? Peace. We come in peace.
I don't see anyone.
Who are you? Who sent you?
I think we should leave.
I am Zolkan. I'm from a water planet. In Pleiades. Pleiades.
Who sent you, Murdoch?
Don't say that, because she's gonna say yes.
Murdoch. Yes. Murdoch.
There is a group of beings spoken of in ancient Sumer called Anunnaki. In the cuneiform language, they are called Dinir. In the Bible, they are called Jabarin. Anu meaning the heavenly one. He is the highest member of this group of beings and their leader. Na means 50, and Ki is an ancient name for Earth. According to ancient records, the Anunnaki were sent down to Earth from Anu in groups of 50s. In your scriptures, they would be your angels. One of the head Anunnaki was Murdoch, a warrior and would-be equivalent to the angel Michael found in the Bible. According to Sumerian records, millions of years ago, a mother plane called Nibiru, also called Reis Manjet in ancient Tamaray, Africa, traveled through our solar system. Aboard this mother plane resided beings called the Anunnaki. The planet Uranus suddenly came from behind the planet Neptune. This caused Nibiru to veer off its path and collide with the planet Maldek, breaking up part of the planet Maldek into pieces. This collision formed the rings around Saturn. The remaining part of Maldek was cast out into space, later becoming known as the Lost Planet. Nibiru, surrounded by the 4 satellites, also known as the 4 winds, North Wind, South Wind, and East Wind. The North Wind was heading directly for planet Tiamat, known today as Earth, hitting Tiamat, causing it to split in half. This North Wind came back around, shattering that half into pieces, creating the asteroid belt.
Yo,
Look at that. It's a UFO. I can't see the UFO. It's above the lake.
It's like a liquid metal reflecting. I can't make out the shape of it exactly. It's like almond shaped.
I saw the orange ball light come down, but I can't see the UFO.
Yo, we really having a close encounter. This is crazy.
And so when we all looked over there, then we saw this light drop out of this ship behind these trees. And that's when we noticed there was a massive lake there, because it was literally reflecting in the lake.
We were aware of UFO knowledge. This is one of the things that we was well versed in. So these things wasn't a surprise to us. And she's saying from Pleiades. And then she points, and further down there's a lake. And from above the lake we see an orange orb of light. An orange orb, big orb, come down from the sky and go down into the lake.
I think Muhammad was the most scared, because he's never been introduced to this kind of subject, before. He comes from a very Islamic background, so he's not, in those kind of circles. And I think he was the one who really got scared, and I saw it on his face. Yeah. And I think even like days, weeks after, it still scared him, and that he didn't really talk to me that much afterwards.
I was telling Kush, there was a French girl, there was a white French girl, that first time when I met her, she was always telling us how extraterrestrial comes to her room and she sees them and da da. But after that day, we never saw her again. She never came back. And there was a young guy named Muhammad, and he was just coming in. After that day, we didn't see Muhammad again.
Now, do you think that we were gonna go and walk towards the light? Hell no. If you ever see a UFO and you see a light coming down, let me tell you something, don't go to the light. Do not walk towards the light. Yeah, we were knuckleheads. We went towards the light. It's crazy, but we was excited. It's like, this is actually happening. We've read about this stuff. We've researched about this stuff, but to be actually having a close encounter was crazy.
Did you see that? Let me hold you back. What? Let me hold you back. Oh.
So as I'm walking, I see this being, and it's about my knee height off the ground, and it's gliding. It's all gray, not like the gray aliens that people are used to depicting. This is a gray humanoid, like a human being, and it's gliding, it's just floating. And then all of a sudden, it disappears.
They want us to stop. I'm not coming any further.
I remember we saw the three tall beings in black coming out from that, so more or less they were standing by that lake, so it's almost like they had personified at the edge of the lake.
Then these guys, these Caucasian guys in black appear at the lake. They're two standing side by side in black, and they had like some kind of like neon light coming from them here. And their movements were not human-like. It was almost like android-like, like robot-like. Like they would look at us, then turn and look at each other, then turn back and look at us.
One of them in the middle, I remember he was kind of floating off the ground, and now I literally remember seeing his chakra points lighting up from the lower chakra, just lit up all the way up.
The being that disappeared, that we saw disappear, it came up in the middle of them. It had lights, like you know where your chakras are. So it had lights moving up, like individual lights, but they were moving like one after the other, like leaving a trail, boom, like boom. If you ever remember that TV series, Knight Rider, remember that light that used to move in front of Kit, the car? Similar to that. And then it had a device in his hand about this high, and that device had lights running up in it. And then in hindsight, when we was playing baseball during the day, what I noticed was white couples, two white couples, always watching us. They wasn't interfering with us, but they were just watching us, but always a pair, man and woman, watching us from a distance. And then when we see this being by the lake with the two other beings, people that were watching us, they came and walked up from both directions, side by side with the being.
Who's that being?
He's an agreeable spiritual master from Pleiades.
She, Althea, was in communication with them. And then I was like, so what is that, the thing in his hand? And she says, it's like a lightsaber or some type of weapon. And in the back of my mind, I was like, if it's agreeable, why does it have a weapon? But I was just too excited, like, wow, we're having a close encounter of the first, second, and fourth kind, all of them mixed into one. We're having this thing. We walked back to the exit. The two guys in black, they walk, or yet glide. That's what it is. They glide across the field.
They're moving faster than their legs were actually walking. It's almost like they were gliding across, but it wasn't in sync with how their legs would normally walk at that speed.
They're all in black, but then it's like they're transforming. I know it sounds crazy. But they're walking and then they like shape-shifting and their clothing turns to white t-shirts and blue jeans and they just go and then walk off.
I remember the other one followed us all the way up to the station. And I think this is what got me, because he was really tall, very Nordic looking. And I remember when we were at the station, I met Mohammed there, and he stood at a certain distance. He stood and he looked at me, and he looked at Mohammed, then he looked at the other guys and he just smiled. And he turned around and walked back.
The long-lasting scent of Gain Flings made it smell like Dave was in his happy place. The massage chair at the mall. But he wasn't. Gain Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze. Try Gain plus Ultra Oxy. What a combo.
This place is a death trap. Shut it down! I came here to help you, but now we're starting to lose control. What is that? Are you willing to change?
Kitchen Nightmares, all new Mondays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
When we're looking up in the sky, the night sky, it looks like stars, but stars don't move. And these things are objects are moving, making straight right angle turns. There's ones that's moving and separating in two. And I remember seeing one that had like 3 lights, like in a diamond shape, moving.
As-Salam, Amu-Min, Amu-Haymin, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar, Al-Mutakabir, Al-Ka'alik, Al-Bari, Al-Kharfar. What was that? What happened back there? I was really scared. I never want to experience that again.
I think like even days, I mean, I couldn't sleep properly, obviously, for days. And I remember like over a few nights, even like closing my eyes, I just kept seeing them in my peripheral. So I even remember seeing one's face sort of appear as if like vividly in my face. I think it was a female version of those beings. And then, you know, I just wake up. So it's something that carried on for quite a while psychologically as well.
What is an extraterrestrial? An extraterrestrial is extra, terra, astral. So extra means an addition. Terra is a Latin name for Earth, terra, territory. And the astral is talking about the stars, it's talking about space. So extra, terra, astral, something extra on Earth from space. So if a meteorite comes to this and hits Earth, it's an extraterrestrial. It's just not an a biological entity. But if we go to the Bible, we go to the Quran, we go to the Hindu's spiritual text, everybody speaks about being visited by space people, star people. The Bible calls them Elohim. The Quran calls them Malaika. You call them angels. If we look at Genesis 6, it talks about the sons of God coming out of heaven and coming down to earth. So wouldn't that make them an extra terrestrial? Wouldn't that make them an extra being on earth from space? And because the word they use in the Bible, in the Old Testament, for heaven is the word shamayim. In Arabic, they say samawati. In the Greek, they say Oranos, Orion star constellation. So they're coming out of the skies to earth, so that makes them extra. When you go to the book of Revelation, it talks about the crystal city coming out of the sky, and it gives you the size of the crystal city. It tells you what the crystal city is made of. So it's something physical. It's not something spiritual. It's something physical coming out of the sky. And if you saw that, the crystal city coming from the Most High, coming out of the sky, you would say Independence Day. And some of you are going to run and say, take me, take me. And some of y'all are just gonna go there and get your ass zapped.
Over there, please.
All right, man. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. All right?
Thank you for all your help. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
I actually went home with the being, or one of the beings, basically. I wasn't going home with Amelia, Althea. Like when you all said you afterwards you didn't talk or you spent time getting over it psychologically, it continued for me for at least 2 weeks. But I came home with Althea's body, but not with Althea.
Okay, nice and warm. Need to step in.
On my planet, water is used to heal.
Have you healed with water?
A screen. The screen is liquid, and it floats there. It vibrates, causing ripples. The combination of the vibration and the water creates the healing.
Oh my god, please, you have to stop touching everything. Don't touch that. No, don't. It's hot. Hot.
Hot.
Yes, hot. Burn. Hot.
It was very ancient and very knowledgeable. So instead of like you'd have a normal conversation or you want to watch a movie, this being was detailed, but it took a while to understand what it was talking. And initially, it would talk with a vibration. It would be it took a while for that to adjust to any sort of language. Most of it was just pictures sent to my head. And some of that was overwhelming, and I had to like, oh, okay, and then I had to go through what each pictures. And what basically the being was just trying to transmit and talk to me about energy healing, about ancient knowledge, about the Akasha records, you know, the details of all knowledge in light, you know, spanning everywhere, the boundless universes, 76 trillion years as we knew it at that time.
The vast population of people have been led to believe that extraterrestrials do not exist. Yet the government have developed a system wherein they classify and categorize the types of encounters people have with an extraterrestrial, which is a subtle confession that they exist. They classify them as close encounters of the first, second, third, and fourth kind. Close encounters of the first kind, there is no physical interaction between the object and the inhabitants of Earth. The individual sees the object from a distance. There have been many of these kinds of encounters. This footage is a depiction of a V-shaped craft seen in August 1951 in Lubbock, Texas. The Air Force investigators were unable to convince 6 college professors that they had not seen UFOs. Close encounter of the second kind. This kind of encounter consists of some interference, be it with electrical systems or appliances, car ignitions, burns on the ground, crop circles, or animal mutations. Close encounter of the third kind. An encounter of the third kind is when an individual actually sees an extraterrestrial. A famous instance of a close encounter of the third kind occurred in Socorro, New Mexico. Here, police officer Lonnie Zamora reported sighting 2 individuals in white coveralls next to an elliptical object, measuring approximately 12 to 15 feet in length. The object bore a distinctive red emblem, an upside-down crescent containing a vertical arrow underscored by a 2-foot-high line. The composition of the craft appeared to be a white-hued aluminum. A further illustration of this type of contact happened in the Kalahari Desert, located in Botswana, South Africa on May 7, 1989. Here, a spacecraft bearing an emblem akin to that witnessed by Lonnie Zamora was reportedly downed by the South African Air Force. The metallic silver-colored vessel ended up crashing. The spacecraft survived the crash intact and was subsequently transported to the Valhalla Air Force Base located in Pretoria, South Africa. A small jammed opening on the vessel was forced open using hydraulic equipment. Following this, 2 extraterrestrial beings emerged, one injured, the other unscathed. These beings were moved to medical facilities where attempts were made to extract blood samples. However, during this procedure, the officers were attacked, sustaining deep wounds on their faces and chests. The entities present within the craft were identified as a species of reptilians originating from the Rigel star system, though they resembled the diminutive Greys. These extraterrestrial organisms were relocated to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, USA on June 23, 1989. They were kept in conditions similar to refrigeration, rendering them inactive. It's believed that these entities resemble those discovered in the Corona, New Mexico crash of 1947. This event involved wreckage from the spacecraft that had split into 2 sections. Both pieces contained evidence, which was promptly substituted and officially declared as remnants of a weather balloon. Many observers saw the crash and the entities sprawled on the terrain, but were discouraged from sharing their experiences. Yet after a silence of 51 years, they began to reveal their accounts before their life's end. A significant number of such deathbed admissions have emerged. Despite these testimonies, there are still those who deny the occurrence of the Roswell incident. Close encounter of the fourth kind. This type of encounter is when personal contact is made with extraterrestrials, such as an abduction. Young lumberjacks reported to Undersheriff L.C. Ellison that one of their own, named Travis Walton, had been struck by an unidentified flying object, taken aboard, and subjected to a basic medical checkup. 5 days later, he reappeared unscathed, with no physical proof of the ordeal. His brother Dwayne maintained that Travis hadn't been missing per se, but was off-planet. Travis and Dwayne had previously made a pact that if either of them encountered a UFO up close, they would position themselves directly beneath it. The Dogon tribe in Africa teaches that their gods came from Sirius star system. It is said that these gods are aliens resided in the water and would come out at night to teach and mix with the Dogon. Today, they speak on what these gods taught them. The Dogon know about the universe, star formations, and constellations. The Dogon obtained all of this knowledge without the aid of telescopes. Their star maps are very accurate in that they match up with modern maps of today. The Hopi Native Americans, who are a mix of the Dogon tribe, also know about Sirius A and Sirius B's crossing.
Yeah, I would have to remind her of physical things because she was not acting out as if she was in that realm. She was acting out as if she was somewhere else. Amelia was not there, and this being had taken over completely and was functioning with her body. So I was no longer talking or conversing with Amelia. I was conversing with the being and helping the being in this world because it wasn't used to it at all.
Now, at this point, on Sunday, everybody came through the door. And I remember Kush in particular coming up to me and goes, "You missed it." And I said, "Missed what?" He goes, "What? You missed it." And I'm like, "What happened?" And they were telling me they chanted, and then after they chanted, I want to get it right? Certainly, I could be wrong, but they said like a cloud was in the sky above their head, and Kush was telling me that then they saw two guys standing there with like a flaming sword or swords, one in the middle, and there was a shapeshifter moving across the grass, and they were telling me all these things that was happening and these beings that they saw in the park. So I was like, damn, I missed it, because I would have loved to have seen this.
And they wanted to see me.
They were asking for you. They said, "Where is Ahaz?" They said, "We need to see Ahaz."
Wow, okay. And these beings asked for me by name. Interesting.
Yes, we should arrange another trip there.
Yeah, I want to see them. So you guys got to see extraterrestrials, huh?
Your planet is in deep trouble. It is out of balance with the ecology, out of balance spiritually, out of balance because of its axis, out of balance in every way. Your species spend their lives destroying the planet and themselves. If you continue, you will not be a part of the galactical community.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%? Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better.
How'd you get that mixed with your combo?
These fries and rings?
At BK, you can build your combo.
Frozen Coke, too?
Yep, sides and drinks, too. BK, have it your way. Yeah.
Just between us, you know what's better than mopping? Anything. At the end of a long day, it's the last thing I want to do. Well, I switched to Swiffer Wet Jet, and it's awesome. It's an all-in-one, so it's ready to go when I am. The cleaning solution actually breaks down dirt and grime.
And the pad absorbs it deep inside, so it prevents streaks and haze better than my old mop.
Plus, it's safe to use on all my floors, even wood.
So for wet jet, so worth it. Best decision ever. Love it, or your money back.
Told me all the things that happened, the different beings that they saw, and there was a sister that came and said, they were asking for you. I said, asking for me? Yes, they were asking for you. So I'm going, so obviously I'm saying, wow, when are we going back? When are we going back?
Those individuals who have had UFO extraterrestrial encounters, what they went through. Because if I went through this event by myself, I would think I was losing my mind. Seriously. And even though I went through this with everyone else, the very next day when I woke up, I thought it was a dream. I thought, nah, it didn't happen. And it was only until I went to the bookstore and everybody's there and it's like, oh yeah, this did happen. For like maybe 2 weeks, just walking, maybe even longer than that, with my head up, just watching. You're just looking for signs. You just want to see it again. You want to experience that thing again. Most of the people who were in the same studies as us, they didn't believe us. They just thought we were spooking out. And I found that very weird because you have these individuals that will stand up in front of a classroom of people and lecture about UFOs and extraterrestrials. And so then when we have one, we actually have one, they say we're spooking out. So, you know, it makes me realize that a lot of times people can teach something and truly not even adhere to it or believe in it. People like to just regurgitate stuff, whether it's regurgitating finances, how to make money. A person could talk about making money and financial intelligence and stuff like that. When you pull the curtains away from them, you'll see that they really ain't adhering to the information that they're kicking.
So, were our ancestors slaves?
No.
Why not, Karima?
They were kidnapped. They weren't slaves. We don't descend from slaves.
Where do we descend from?
We descend from farmers, teachers, doctors, warriors, and some from royalty.
Very good. Don't ever let anyone say you come from slaves. Do you hear me?
These will help align your spirit. Amelia can help activate your chakras. We're gonna be headed back to the forest in a few weeks.
I want you all to bring the crystals with you. Very important. Raymond, your body needs healing to be balanced. For you, I hear the clear quartz calling you.
Yes, you're right, wow. I have been down since my mom died.
It will increase your energy. Celestite. This is the stone for you.
I don't know anything about crystals.
It'll help your divine intuition. It'll give you the gift of precognition and other psychic abilities.
Celestite will help you make contact with your guardian angels.
Really? And everyone saw it? Nah, it happened, B. Man, get the hell out of here, man. Now I can see y'all seeing a craft, but actual flesh and blood beings? Yes. I ain't jacking it, man. I don't know about all that, bro.
No, seriously, like, maybe y'all spooking out or something.
So, I don't understand why y'all doubting us. Like, we read and study about this shit all the time. Now when it happened to us, we spooking out. So me, Ezekiel, Kush, we all spooking out.
Kush was there.
Yeah.
I need to hear this from his mouth, man.
Well, ask him. Facts. Ask him. I don't know, man. We'll see what's up when he comes. There you go.
He said just,
Oh, peace. What up, bro?
Jalam. What's up, Matum?
Yo.
Where's the Hazanan?
They in the office.
So, Kush, were you there? Yeah, I was there. So what did you see? Is it true? Whatever Jalam told you is 100% true.
Yo, Kush. Come on, though. Ahaz and them already told the head office, and they said
But you all need to read the book on the mind.
That's what they said?
Yeah. Basically, they're saying that y'all spooking out.
I don't care what those sisters said. We saw what we saw.
Love and peace, Kush.
Peace, man.
Oh, Kush, 1 minute. This is a turquoise crystal.
Not funny, though. You're crazy. No, you're not crazy. How you gonna say crazy? You calling him crazy, I'm crazy.
You are crazy.
I ain't crazy.
It will ground you spiritually, help to heal your mind, your body, and soul.
Okay. Cool.
Make sure to bring it to the forest. We're going again within the next few weeks, on a weekend.
It lives on a water planet. It sounds like a reptilian. And then she went into this whole other being, something like that.
Peace.
Peace, God. Peace, Kush. They didn't tell me about those white people. What do you think that is?
Probably the Ashtar Command.
Yeah, could be Ashtar Command.
Yeah, that thought crossed my mind too.
Yo, it's weird. Cause the people outside the bar seem like they knew something we didn't know about that situation out there.
You know what? In hindsight, I noticed a couple outside earlier in the day watching us.
Yeah, I will be there this time around. We're definitely gonna head out there in a few weeks.
Yeah, just found out. You should have been there, it was crazy. They tell you about the big orange orb that came down from the sky?
Yeah, man, I'm pissed I missed it. But I can definitely make it there for the next visit.
Ashtar Command is said to be a group of extraterrestrial beings. Their leader is called Ashtar Shiran. Many people have claimed to have channeled mental communications with these beings, such as a woman named Tuella Thelma B. Terrell, who claims to have been in contact with the Ashtar Command. The Ashtar is said to have provided Hitler with technology to